Before we proceed, I'd like to briefly turn the meeting over to one of our outstanding students who will receive the President's Award tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the dais Andrew Castro from Parkland High School.
Thank you, President Ochoa, and good evening. My name is Andrew Castro, and I am the Student Council President at Parkland High School. It is my honor to call this meeting to order. Thank you.
Congratulations. Natural. Thank you, Andrew. Good evening and welcome to the Ysleta Independent School District's meeting of the Board of Trustees. The meeting of the Board of Trustees is a meeting of the board that the public is allowed to attend. As provided, Ysleta ISD Policy BED, we invite members of the public to make comments during the citizens' input portion at the start of the meeting, according to the instructions provided with the electronic posting notice of our meeting. Legally, the board may listen but may not enter into discussion on matters in citizens' input. We remind everyone that this is a board meeting often attended by students and ask that we conduct ourselves in a manner that best represents the values and traditions of the Ysleta Independent School District. This meeting of the Board of Trustees is called to order at 6:03 p.m. We have a quorum with Soltero Ramirez, Shane Haggerty, Mike Rosales, Connie Woodruff, and myself, Cruz Ochoa. Trustee Bustillos and Lucero are unable to attend but are excused. Trustee Woodruff, would you please introduce our junior ROTC?
With pleasure. It has become a tradition to honor our nation at each of our board meetings by presenting the colors, reciting the pledges of allegiance, and then posting the colors. The colors tonight are being presented by the Junior ROTC Color Guard from Bel Air High School. The Color Guard commander is Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Giselle Castro. The other Color Guard members are Cadet Major Matthew Martinez, Cadet Major Emily Arista, Cadet Captain John Tapia. The pledge leader is the third grade student from Sageland Elementary, Serenity Castro, and Cadet Sergeant Tamara Galindo from Bel Air High School. Will you please stand for the presentation of the colors, the reciting of the Pledge of Allegiance, the Texas Pledge of Allegiance, and a moment of silence. Please remain standing until the cadets have departed.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. And now please join me in the pledge to the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state under God, one indivisible. Please join me in the moment of silence. Thank you.
Dr. De La Torre, do we have recognitions and introductions this evening?
Good evening, President Ochoa, members of the board, esteemed guests. We do. I'd like to invite our Associate Superintendent of Public Relations, Mr. Dan Martinez, who will lead in our recognitions and introductions this evening.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, Superintendent Dr. De La Torre. We have 2 recognitions for you this evening. At this time, we ask all trustees to please come to the front of the dais for the presentation. Audience members, please remain seated until the recognition is complete. Thank you. Our first recognition honors Parkland Early College High School senior Andrew Castro, a student leader whose passion for multimedia and service helped keep students, parents, and staff connected in the midst of the ongoing pandemic. Andrew has been active on campus since he was a freshman, participating in both sports and student council. Although his sophomore year was radically changed by online learning, he took his service to a new level in his junior year. Understanding how important it was for family and friends to be involved in school events, he began helping arrange live streams for school events. This led to Andrew becoming the media tech for all live stream events for the school, both home and away, and landing a job as a photographer for the local Prep 1 photography. Now, in his senior year, Andrew serves as student council president, lead media producer for the campus sports channel, and is a Future Business Leaders of America officer. He is among the top 10% of his class and enjoys a wonderful rapport with faculty, staff, administration, and fellow students. Andrew is a wonderful example of the hard work, dedication, and service excellence we value in our district, and we are proud to call him one of our own. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome this month's President Award winner, Parkland High School senior Andrew Castro. Let's give him a big round of applause. Andrew is accompanied by Principal Javier Salgado. Let's hear it one more time for Andrew. Our final recognition is in honor of Eastwood High School STEM teacher Raul Torres Santos, who was named the 2022 Teacher of the Year for the Career and Technical Association of Texas. He was selected for the honor for his innovation in the classroom, commitment to students, and dedication to the improvement of CTE at both Eastwood High School and Ysleta ISD. Over the last 8 years, Mr. Santos has helped grow the VEX robotics community from 20 local teams to over 200. After noticing a lack of young women in the STEM field, he also founded the annual Girl-Powered El Paso Conference, where girls are encouraged to explore the opportunities of STEM. He has also been inducted into the VEX World Robotics Inspirational STEM Hall of Fame and has trained or presented to more than 10,000 students, parents, educators, and community leaders in his advocacy work for CTE fields. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me congratulate the 2022 CT8T Teacher of the Year from Eastwood High School's Mr. Raul Torres Santos. He is accompanied by Principal Robert Martinez. Let's hear it again for Raul Torres Santos. This concludes our recognitions this evening. Thank you.
Yeah, those are always stressful. Thank you all. Job well done. Ms. Mathewson, do we have citizens' input this evening?
Yes, sir, we do. We call Richard Gomez. The topic is MCI runs transportation.
Dr. De La Torre, President Ochoa, School Board President, school board members. I'm Richard Gomez. I'm here before you to bring you a topic issue regarding the MCI program in the Transportation Department, being a bus driver. I've been with the department for 24 years, and, I've been driving 23 of those 24 years the MCI buses, those motor coach buses. The pandemic hit us hard about 2 years ago, and they put a cease to just about the entire district, us going out on trips as well. And lately, we haven't been going out. They've been chartering buses, which cost the district more. About a couple of months ago, I was going up Yarborough and Bel Air High School, and there was a big tournament, and I saw about 4 or 5 MCI buses, from out of town. They had their school logos on the buses. I'm talking Amarillo, Lubbock, Sweetwater, those buses. I felt sad because here they are driving, going on trips, while our buses have been sitting there over 2 years. And I'm just wondering, or maybe y'all can make a decision, maybe for the next school year, maybe we can resume going out on trips. I know, we're short bus drivers right now, and that's one reason why we haven't been going out. But maybe, we can start going out, but maybe just on a limited basis, maybe one trip a week or two, something like that. And that would, really lift morale for all the MCI drivers in the department. So that's what I wanted to bring you all, maybe something can be done. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Required annual report of board continuing education hours are as such. Under the State Board of Education rule, completing required continuing education each year of service is a basic obligation and expectation of any sitting board member. As board president, I am required to announce the name of each member who has completed the required continuing education, has exceeded the required continued education, and is deficient in meeting the required continued education. The requirements for training are measured as of the first anniversary of the date of the trustee's election or appointment, or 2-year anniversary of his or her previous training as applicable. There are 7 training areas for the board members' continuing education. Number 1, local district orientation. Number 2, orientation to the Texas Education Code. Number 3, post-legislative update to the Texas Education Code. Number 4, team building. Number 5, additional continuing education. Number 6, evaluating student academic performance and setting goals. Number 7, identifying and reporting abuse, trafficking, and other maltreatment of children. To the extent applicable to each board member, I will announce the completion or deficiency as to required training. For members who still have time remaining to complete required training, I will announce the board members who have scheduled timely training and those who have not yet scheduled the training. At the conclusion of this announcement, I will announce any board members' training in excess of the continuing education requirements. We have no first-year board members to complete the local district orientation training. Orientation to the Texas Education Code. We have no first-year board members to complete the orientation to the Texas Education Code training. Post-legislative update to the Texas Education Code. The following members have completed the post-legislative update to the Texas Education Code training for the time period covered by this announcement. Trustees are Carlos J. Bustillos, Connie Woodruff, Shane Haggerty, Mike Rosales, Cruz Ochoa, Soltero Ramirez, Catherine Lucero. Team building. The following board members have completed the annual team building trainees. Carlos J. Bustillos, Connie Woodruff, Shane Haggerty, Mike Rosales, Cruz Ochoa, Soltero G. Ramirez, Catherine R. Lucero. Additional continuing education. The following board members have completed additional continuing education hours. Trustee Carlos J. Bustillos, Connie Woodruff, Shane Haggerty, Mike Rosales, Cruz Ochoa, Soltero G. Ramirez, and Catherine R. Lucero. Evaluating student academic performance and setting goals. The following board members have completed the biennial training on evaluating students' academic performance and setting goals. Trustees, Carlos J. Bustillos, Connie Woodruff, Shane Haggerty, Mike Rosales, Cruz A. Ochoa, Soltero G. Ramirez, and Catherine R. Lucero. Identifying and reporting abuse, trafficking, and other maltreatment of children. The following board members have completed the biennial training on identifying and reporting abuse and trafficking. Trustees Carlos J. Bustillos, Connie Woodruff, Shane Haggerty, Mike Rosales, Cruz Ochoa, Soltero G. Ramirez, and Catherine R. Lucero. Now, exceeding required continuing education, board member Carlos J. Bustillos exceeded the required amount of continuing education training by 8.75 additional hours. Board member Connie Woodruff exceeded the required amount of education training by 17 additional hours. Board member Cruz Ochoa exceeded the required amount of continuing education by 6 additional hours. Board member Soltero Ramirez exceeded the required amount of continuing education training by 23 additional hours. And board member Shane Haggerty exceeded the required amount of continuing education training by 1.75 additional hours. And that concludes that part. Now we're going to our consent. At the workshop on Monday, April 11th, 2022, no consent items were pulled for separate consideration. And administration is requesting to pull the closed session from the agenda, so there will be no closed session or action after closed session. May I have an electronic motion and second on the consent items listed on this agenda as recommended by the administration?
Mr. President, I move to approve the consent agenda items listed on this agenda as recommended by administration.
Thank you, Ms. Woodruff. We have a second by Mr. Ramirez. Please cast your votes. All votes have been cast. The results are 5 in favor, none opposed. Now we will consider the action items. Action item number 1, resolution on criteria for use in redistricting due to 2020 census. Using your electronic hand, is there any discussion? If there's no discussion, may I have a motion? Ms. Woodruff.
Mr. President, I move to approve a resolution as presented establishing the criteria that the board will use in consideration of redistricting plans and adoption of a final redistricting map.
We have a second by Mr. Ramirez. Please cast your electronic votes. Results are in, 5 in favor, none opposed. Number 2, resolution regarding process for redistricting. Using your electronic hand, is there any discussion? Ms. Woodruff.
Yes, when I was looking at the names and the pricing of the different people the different law firms that we could choose to help us with this matter, it came to me that we need to choose somebody who knows our district the best. And I think that really that criteria is filled by only one of these people, the best by one of these people. Monse, Green, Myers, Safi, Paxson, and Galatson. I feel like Mr. Safi has worked for us and with us for so many years, and I feel like that law firm is the one that gives us the best pricing, but also knows us the best.
Thank you. Any other? And then saying so, may I have a motion for the selection of our law firm?
Mr. Chairman, I approve the resolution as presented establishing the process for redistricting, including the engagement of a law firm of Muntz, Green, Myers, Safi, Paxton, and Galatson to independently create proposed maps for public review and input and board consideration.
We don't have to make a vote on the selection?
No, you can vote on the motion as made.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Okay.
And there was a second by? We have a second by
I'm sorry.
Trustee
Yeah.
Woodruff.
Motion made by Mr. Rosales and second by Ms. Woodruff. All votes have been cast. The results are 5 in favor, none opposed. Action item number 3, curriculum materials for instruction on human sexuality. Using your electronic hand, is there any discussion? Ms. Woodruff.
So I was really, really encouraged because to me, the topics of the next curriculum items that we're considering are very sensitive and very, it's hard sometimes for a parent to trust the decisions that are just made by a group of people that they know only when they vote. And so what I'm wanting to say is I was just really glad to see that we have teachers, we have parents, we have the SHAC membership that all had input into this. It was very transparent, and that they came to a solid agreement on these materials. And thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Woodruff. Any other discussion?
The only comment, I just do piggyback on Ms. Woodruff. I feel comfortable, very comforting, the fact that the transparency is there and our sensitivity to the parent. And so thank you for your comments.
Thank you, Mr. Rosales. If we have no further discussion, may I have a motion? Mr. Ramirez.
President Ochoa, I move to approve the selection of curriculum materials provided by Quaver Health for the district's human sexuality instruction in grades 4 and 5, and provided by Goodhart Wilcox Publisher for grades 6 through 12, as being based on the advice of the district's School Health Advisory Council, SHAC, in accordance with policy EHAA and prior board resolution, in compliance with the instructional content requirements and law, and reviewed by experts in and suitable for the subject and grade level for which the materials are intended.
We have a second by Ms. Woodruff. Please cast your electronic votes. All votes have been cast. Results are 5 in favor, none opposed. Action item number 4, instructional content and curriculum materials on prevention of child abuse, family violence, dating violence, and sex trafficking. Using your electronic hand, is there any discussion? If no further discussion, may I have a motion? Mr. Ramirez.
President Ochoa, I move to approve the content of instruction as presented in the board backup and selection of curriculum materials provided by Quaver Health for grades kindergarten to 5 and by Goodhart Wilcox Publishers for grades 6 through 12 for the district's instruction on prevention of child abuse, family violence, dating violence, and sex trafficking as being based on the advice of the district's School Health Advisory Council, SHAC, in accordance with policy EHAA and prior board resolution, in compliance with the instructional content requirements in law, and reviewed by experts in and suitable for the subject and grade level for which the material are intended.
We have a second by Mr. Rosales. Please cast your electronic votes. All votes have been cast. Results are 5 in favor, none opposed. Action item number 5, award of phase number 5 solicitation, number bond 2019 RFP-03 BP 1906, new elementary schools, Dolphin Terrace, Riverside, and Scottsdale Elementary Schools. Using your electronic hand, is there any discussion? If no further discussion, may I have a motion? Mr. Haggerty.
Mr. President, I move to approve award of Phase 5 solicitation, Bond 2019 RFP 03, BP 1906, New Elementary Schools, Dolphin Terrace, and then a couple others. Riverside and Scottsdale Elementary Schools to Bain General Contractors for $6,336,036.90 towards the guaranteed maximum price, establishing the final GMP for all phases at $96,298,795.90 contingent upon final negotiations, in-house council review, and Form 1295 Certificate of Interested Parties.
We have a second by Mr. Rosales. Please cast your electronic votes. All votes have been cast. Results are 5 in favor, none opposed. Action item number 6, phase number 1, solicitation number 222003 RFP BP 1907, Riverside High School CTE additions and renovations. Using your electronic hand, is there any discussion? No further discussion. May I have a motion? Ms. Woodruff.
Mr. President, I move to approve of award of Phase Number 1, solicitation number 222003 RFP BP 1907, Riverside High School CTE additions and renovations for $1,055,184 to Buford Thompson Company, LLC, towards the guaranteed maximum price, with the remaining packages totaling the guaranteed maximum price and estimated cost of construction presented at subsequent board meetings, contingent upon final negotiations, in-house council review, and Form 1295 Certificate of Interested Parties.
Thank you. We have a second by Mr. Rosales. Please cast your electronic votes. All votes have been cast. Results are 5 in favor, none opposed. Action item number 7. Ratify approval of award for 5-star innovation competition, annual STEM coding and robotics competition 2022. Using your electronic hand, is there any discussion? If no further discussion, may I have a motion? Mr. Rosales.
Mr. Chairman, I move to ratify approval of award for materials and services for the 5-star innovation competition, annual STEM coding and robotics competition 2022 to Shane Haggerty in the amount of $10 registration fee per student and $15 event fee per student for a total fee of $3,590, and for the competition preparation workshops at $25 per student for a total of $1,125.
We have a second by Mr. Ramirez. Please cast your electronic votes. Results are in. 4 in favor, 1 abstention. Closed session, these items have been pulled. If there's no further discussion, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Adjourn. Thank you.